if I talk to them about money, they're not afraid to talk about money too. And this is one thing I realized.
Today we have a very special guest. Joining us today is the remarkable Aishah Sinclair. She's a versatile radio announcer, TV host, event MC, and also the most dedicated mother who skillfully balances her demanding career with the joys and responsibilities of family life.
I didn't do any preparation before I had kids. I didn't do a budget, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I think nothing prepared me for parenthood. And then when I went into it, that realization.
Would you be upset if your kid's limit was restricted by you?
There's actually absolute zero advice as to how to create and how to handle your finances when you have children.
What's up guys, this is iherng. Today's topic, money doesn't grow on trees. Any fun ways to teach children about money?
How parents and guardians help their children learn about money.
Whenever I pay for something, I will show them that this is the value of it.
If you want something, do something first so you can get it as a reward.
To save.
Before you go to a toy shop or any shop itself, you just give them a value. For example, maybe 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit. You can only spend 20 ringgit here in the shop itself. Then they start to calculate and learn that, maybe 10 ringgit I can only buy this, this small thing, or maybe 20 ringgit what I can buy from there.
Some games like Monopoly, they give out the money. Then they can use and learn how to plan how they want to use the money.
So, if you were to give your kid 50 ringgit, what do you think they will do with it?
Each of them has their own piggy bank, so they save it into their own piggy bank.
She will buy toys, but I think she knows that she can only have one toy. 50% of that kena simpan first, and then the rest they boleh use.
I think that around 3 to 4 years old, you can start to guide them and then teach them about little small coins and then ringgit. How to recognize that is that's the beginning of the age. I think so.
They can earn their money by paying some effort, so that they can understand how the parents actually get the money from. Yes.
While there isn't just one right way to teach children about financial responsibilities, stay tuned for more insights and expert advice.
If you have 50 bucks today, what would you do with the money?
What would I do? I'd probably go to the cafe and belanja myself a nice coffee and a meal. And it's just for me.
No, I'm just thinking to myself, like, at 13, if I were to get 50 bucks.
Oh, if I was 13?
No, I'm just trying to draw the difference.
Okay.
I feel 50 feels a lot.
It is not a lot today.
Yeah.
But 50 ringgit when I was a kid was a lot.
What would you do then?
Then I probably would have just gone to the stationery shop and maybe buy some pens and like a pencil case. But I would make that 50 ringgit last because you could buy so much back then.
I will buy erasers. Then I will play the game with erasers that way. Then I'm so good with it, then I'll sell back. Then I'll start rolling my money.
I knew that answer would come from you. You're one of those, aren't you? Oh, I'd go buy a packet of pens, like 10s, for 10 ringgit, and I'll sell back the pen for 2 ringgit.
That's what
Were
I
you
did.
that flair?
Yeah. At 11.
No wonder you're hosting this podcast. Yes, right?
Yeah. So, as a mother yourself, so I'm a very young father, so I have a kid who is 3.
3, okay. Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, nice.
For now, because of money issues.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
So, how would you teach your children about money?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to maybe tell you a little bit about my growing up with money, my relationship growing up with money. Because you see, we tend to learn from our childhood and then we choose whether, okay, look, this is something that I want to repeat or something I don't. My parents didn't have conversations with me about money, so I try to have conversations with my kids about money. So I've got 2 girls.
Okay.
Soraya is 14, Aina is 10. And similar to the Vox Pops that we saw, a lot of parents were saying that I'm going to tell them how hard it is to earn money. So yeah, get them to understand that there is an exchange. Money comes through an exchange. It does not necessarily mean that you're going to have to find a job and work 9 to 5. You could be offering a service, you could be selling a product, but there is always this exchange. So I mean, like when they're like, if they want something and it's like outside of their savings or outside of their pocket money, okay, great. What exchange can you do? What can you do at home to earn that extra? And I try my best to talk to them about money. So I don't shy away from conversations about money. If my kids want to ask me, okay, Mama, how much have you put aside already for my education? I will tell them ballpark figure. I won't tell them exactly, but I want to make sure also that they don't feel that, oh, it's okay lah. I have this.
They are asking about their education fund already.
Sometimes, yeah. Because I like talking about money. I really, really do. And if I could go around asking like, Sean, how much money do you have put aside for your retirement?
A lot.
And so yeah, how much do you have put aside for your retirement?
Seriously, a lot.
A lot.
No, this is the amount of properties I have. No,
I know that you played the property game last night, a different league. But I mean, I would love to have those kind of conversations with people. So whenever they ask me, I don't shy away from it. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great.
But do you think it's about teaching or it's about showing?
Gosh, it's both actually. So if I talk to them about money, they're not afraid to talk about money too. And this is one thing I realize. We don't ask when we go to a shop, if we inquire about a service, we don't ask like, how much? Or can I get a discount? Or we're very shy. That's how my parents were. Very shy to talk about money. Like, Ma, how much is it, Ma? Oh, no, I didn't ask. Mayday, that's the first question you have to ask. So I make sure that I have open conversations about money with them so that they also are not afraid to ask, like, for their money.
Yeah, are there, like, methodologies that you instill in them? So for my instance now, I got money scattered all around the house. So
really?
Loose change.
Yeah. 50 ringgit, 100 ringgit underneath a pillow, under a carpet somewhere.
Whenever they do laundry.
So when you can invite me over for tea, I'll be lifting up your placemats.
When my kid finds them, I train him to put into the piggy bank.
So is it on purpose that you have this money around the house?
Yes and no. So like, what should we do? Oh, we should save money.
That's cool. That's cool.
But what to do with the money, he haven't figured out yet. But save first.
So both of my kids have their physical piggy banks. And of course, it all depends on the personality lah. So my older one, she's good at saving money, but then she loves to reward herself. So she will be like, ooh, I need this. Oh, it's going to cost me X, Y, Z. So she'll do some research. So she will either, like she bought herself a phone for Hari Raya. Yeah, she did. Hari Raya, she made a killing this year. And what she did, she hustled. We called it the Hari Raya hustle. We went to like, Mom, you got open house or not? Come, let's go. And she didn't realize the more open houses we go to, the more money I have to fork out for Dit Raya. Anyway, what she did was she had a goal in mind. And then she worked hard to get to it. So that's daughter number 1. Daughter number 2 is very much, okay, whatever this money in my piggy bank, she's the bank. So what, she'll hold on to the money and she'll be like, you need cash, Ma? I have cash for you. And that kind of a thing. So I teach them to put money aside in their savings. And I try once in a while to have conversations with them about, okay, great, this money that you just got, windfall lah, Chinese New Year ke, Hari Raya ke. Okay, this windfall money, what do you want to do with it? Savings, but savings, like let's put aside money for your investment, for your future. And so I have, these apps where you can invest in things like that, right? And then so be like, okay, great, of this money, maybe 200 ringgit. How much you want to put aside for your savings? So you give it to me, and then she'll see me do the transaction, and then be like, okay, great, you've just given 50 ringgit to your savings. The rest, you want to buy Robux? Go ahead. Your kid's 3, you haven't understood that yet. Robux is a thing.
I'm just thinking back to my experience. I didn't have the need to spend. I'm like maybe your second daughter.
When you were growing up?
Yeah. I saved everything.
Really?
And my mom had a big talk with me. How do you have so much money?
Oh wow, as in where did the money come from?
Yeah, because besides selling the erasers, I got somebody to buy nasi lemak outside of school and smuggle in and I sell.
Sean, what is this?
Then
You need to run a course for kids though.
Then I play ping pong. I'm a state player for ping pong. So we have a game where they call it's like a empire or 霸王 in Mandarin. So like the king gets to sit at the table the longest.
Oh.
So you need to win 3 points consecutively to be the king of the table.
And you win money?
So I have 3 tables all under me. So I can sub out.
Wow.
So my friends paid me 2 ringgit to play that full recess.
Then what do you think that your parents did when you were growing up, right? That kind of instilled that kind of, that mentality in you?
Stinge. So the outcome I realized between me and my brother, he is those that happy-go-lucky, spend everything.
Oh.
Then he would start asking me, you got money? I'll return you later. But I will have money, you take it, but I will need interest already. So I got the idea of interest when I was 13 or 14 already.
Seriously, you learned about interest?
You take $10, I only take back 11 from you.
Where did you learn that from?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. So are you of a person of saving or spending?
So I was the spender. I was a spender until I had kids. And then something happened that maybe I just like had a panic attack one day or anxiety or something happened. And then I realized that, okay, yeah, this is expensive. And because you see, growing up, I wanted to go to university overseas. I wanted to go to a private college, but my parents never really had the money. So I was actually I went to local U, and gosh, I think, you know, how much we paid for the fees for 3 years is like, oh, you wouldn't believe how much. I think it was like 2,000 ringgit minus books.
Yeah.
Minus books. At that time, for 3 years education, just my course fees were like 2,000 ringgit total.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I realized how sad it was that you know, I really wanted to go pursue my degree overseas and we couldn't because of money. And so when my husband and I, when we got our first kid, Blana and all that, and we were like, okay, he never got a chance to study overseas because it was during the 97, 98 recession. I didn't get a chance because my parents didn't really have much money. And then so we decided that, okay, one thing we will do is work real hard to try and see if we can put aside a pool of money and get them to go overseas, study wherever. So that's where it started. And because of then I was like, okay, you know, I put aside money.
So only when there's a realization of people depending on you,
Yeah.
that's when the sense of saving starts.
Yeah, it did. I
was-
didn't save much before that.
It was never a to provide kind of sense.
Yeah, I mean, provide, yes, but it was just to make sure that if anything happened to me and I wasn't able to provide anymore, that they would be okay. That is like my biggest fear. My biggest fear was anything happened to me, then what would happen to them? Yeah, I tend to go there quite deep, quite dark.
Yeah. But if you have everything prepared, it's a very beautiful thing.
But it's not enough.
We need to have a separate session later.
On the camera or off the camera?
Yeah, because we have like for me, like I'm heavy into real estate. And whenever anything happened to me, my next of kin is an instant multi-millionaire.
We need to have that conversation.
Yeah,
We do.
So there's a lot of financial tools involved. So it's not only real estate, you will have savings in place, but then the wasiat or the
Yes,
will.
I have that. I have definitely, for me, that is really, really important. I've had some deaths in my family, and I had to be the executor, the administrator of the will, and realize, not really, I mean, there was no will. So I understand the challenges of going through it, back and forth to court, and all the legal documents and all that. And with a will, it's so much easier. Plus, I have daughters. So having daughters, so you've got civil, you've got your civil will and all that, and then you've got your Sharia rules, right? And with girls, it's a lot harder. So you need to do either hibah or a will. So I chose the Sharia will, and again, it falls under my. Agaknya on that one day that I remember I told you that I had that tiba-tiba anxiety, like, oh my God, I've got 2 human beings that are relying on me, right? So yes, the need to save and put aside money, and also some sort of a safety net. If
Not for
anything.
wedding?
Nah, man, we had
that
no
falls on the
money for our
guys.
wedding. No,
No, so?
our wedding was like, until I had the kids, I also was quite chill. I think when I decided to get married, I probably had like 4,000 ringgit in my bank account. And it was a very chill wedding. It was like, I did my wedding at home. And then my husband also, we did it like in the day one near our house. It's like, you know, the day one that you rent for like just a couple of hundred ringgit type of thing. Yes, the badminton court.
Yeah.
And then we enrolled people to like, you know, his uncle had a restaurant. So we just enrolled. And we managed to keep our costs very, very low. So again, and I didn't do any preparation before I had kids. I didn't do a budget. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I think nothing prepared me for parenthood. And then when I went into it, and then that realization, gosh.
Oh, we are two very different people.
I know, completely.
Before,
I need to learn from you.
if I don't have 50,000, I will not have my kid.
So it's 50,000 per child.
50,000 cash just to have the kid, not education yet, because just list out, right. The monthly checkups. We got the government one. We also go private.
Yeah.
And per session is like 300.
Yeah.
Right. Then we have the labor. CSAC is about. I had a sponsorship already. It's about 17,000.
Oh yes, CSAC's expensive.
Yeah, and now it's about 20. Then confinement.
Did you do the whole confinement house?
Yes.
You know, that special place?
Yes, must.
The center.
Yes. So to me,
It was a prerequisite for you or for your wife?
for me.
For you.
So I don't have to take care of her. Somebody else take care of her. But now it's.
But it's nice though.
Yeah, you have 3 meals in. You have nurse taking care of the baby,
Yeah.
and then she gets sleep. You
She
get sleep.
does. She can massage.
I can go
all.
and lepak all. So
Okay.
it was now the rate is about 28 to 30,000 in 28 days,
Oh god, I didn't realize how expensive that was.
and it's cheap.
That's cheap.
Johor is worse because of Singaporeans going in.
Oh, faham.
And then when you go into daycares now, mine is a economical class daycare. It's about the minimum wage of Malaysia.
Seriously? Like 900?
No, that's not minimum
It
wage.
is! Isn't it 900 minimum wage?
1,005.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh. Wow. That's crazy.
for one. Then when you see people with 3,
That's why I also decided to stop at 2. Because then I started freaking out, like, alamak, I cannot. So I had to have a heart-to-heart conversation with my mom to tell her no more chuchu for you.
Then when you come into school,
Okay.
so like when we I got private education until my degree. I got my master's in University of Malaya.
Okay.
I was very shocked because my course is the highest price in Malaysia for public U.
Like, how much was that?
13,000
For a semester? A term?
for the whole
For
paper.
the whole year. Okay, okay.
That's less than a semester in a private.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so then like when I get into my school kids, we are deciding whether to put in private or international or public Chinese school and things like that. But the homework, they will die.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
So we then, let's go and see the fees. It's more expensive than my
Yeah,
degree.
it is. So which route are you planning to take? So you've got
I don't
3
know. I got 3. Yeah, I got 4 more years to decide on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's a very contradicting thing. But I always live by like, would you be upset if your kids' limit was restricted by you?
I would be. Because I had many limitations also growing up, Ken. I was telling, because I had those limitations, I kind of I want to have that money aside that if they wanted something, to pursue a degree or whatever, wherever I could provide. Having said that though,
To what
how
extent?
much? Yeah, I mean, to what extent, right? So universities, so private college in Malaysia is at least, what, would you say? A degree? 100? More?
About.
About 100 in Malaysia.
It depends whether is it professional or non-professional.
True.
If you study business, then don't study lah.
No need lah.
Just come
That
and
one
work.
just go. Yeah, exactly right. Go and work. So I was thinking if they wanted to do that, at least that money that I put aside for their degree, we can use it as okay. This is your startup lah for your business or your idea, whatever. We plan it out like that. If they want to study overseas, how much money do I need to put aside?
Ooh, property.
A property.
Really? So that was I almost invested in a apartment in UK with the sole intention of 30 years later, when the property is actualized in full amount, I can finance my kid.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is the intent. But then we just went to our family dentist like last weekend. There's these robes that they are wearing. Oh, do you want to be a dentist? Yes. I had chills.
Because it's expensive, is it?
Very
dentistry?
expensive. It's
How
like
much?
$500,000 local.
Serious?
And then when you start your own clinic, you need a chair. Ooh. Then it's like, Daddy, you're the money tree. Yeah.
Yeah, shake it.
Yeah. And when you realize a lot of the younger professionals now had this backup.
Well, the backups because of
yeah.
parents and stuff like that.
So you see, like, is it different? Like they say that it's not as important. They will know how to find their own
Yeah.
due to restrictions of limitations. Things happens way easier if you have money lah.
True.
So if you were to repeat yourself again,
Yeah.
would you start saving earlier?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I would. I would definitely start putting aside money earlier and then putting it like in investments with higher returns and things like that. And not to be too afraid of it lah. Because I'm also very afraid of... That's why the property game scares me. Like, how do you have that confidence that the value that it will appreciate? You know, because it's not always the case.
Yep.
You know what? There's so many, especially here in Klang Valley, right? There's so many
Yep.
units that people have bought, and then they're just empty.
Yeah.
You know?
You need to have the right friends. But anyway, like...
Hello, friend.
But like coming back to children's, right? Like now we all learn this without supervision from the top.
There's actually absolute zero supervision and zero advice as to how to create and how to handle your finances when you have children. It's like literally like a hit and miss game.
But then now, like, if we're to instill, a question then is like, how much pre, now, and then you allocate your money for them?
No.
None, don't.
Like pre, now, and then.
Meaning like before we had them, we had the pre
So
amount.
then no allocation then. Okay, we've established
Then
that.
now, like how much do you spend for them today?
Okay.
Or until we leave, or until they need the lump sum of money.
All right, so I know roughly how much so this is how I work last. So my salary, 100%. Okay, so 100%, I will have already allocated my cost of living, including their tuition lah, their extracurricular, because my kids go to government school, so I thank goodness I save money there. All right, but the thing is, when your kids go to government school, you need to have extra enrichment courses. So, right, so that's where parents really need to double down on, okay, great, if you want to learn football, come, let's go, sign up for football club. And then obviously everything that comes along, all the bells and whistles that come along with it. So it's not part of the school like you would probably have in a private school or an international school. It's like, yeah, you have your fees and all that, but it's all pretty much taken care of within that. So you have to allocate money for that. So a percentage of that goes to there, and then another percentage goes to like the various savings and investments, and which includes their like education and stuff like that. Wrong ah?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
Relax. I didn't say
Okay.
so. I'm
Baik,
just like
kawan.
I'm just in a very different spectrum of it lah.
Okay.
So I really don't know like how to show my kid how to spend money or make money, because I've worked so hard to not look at the right side of the menu. Because that's all the hugger. Yeah. But then I would not want them to think that it's given.
That's true. And okay, so growing up, how that's the struggle, is it?
Yeah, like I don't know.
It's tough. Okay, so I think the challenge is that our generation, when we grew up, like things weren't easy. All right, your parents made it clear as to how much money was available. This is available, that's not available. This is out of reach, that's not. So we had a lot of limitations growing up, right? And that made us who we are today. That little struggle. Now, when we are parents, though, we want to give them the best, right? The best of everything. But how do we make sure that when they have all of the
Struggling points?
I mean, when they have all of the advantages that you prepare for them as parents, right? We take away those struggle points that will build them to be who they are.
Yeah.
So that is my challenge also. It's not just you. So I guess I'm not the best when it comes to this, but I try my best to try and just learn, and correct lah along the way.
Okay, last one. Earn or save?
Can it be both?
Because some is like they will focus a lot on saving as much as possible. So that's the very cost approach.
Yes.
There's a profit approach
Yes.
where we go out and we expand and we.
Absolutely. So it's both lives. So you save through I think living below your means is very important if you can, if that's possible. Living below your means so that you always have a surplus of money and more money to put aside, and then that money goes into the savings and investments, and then whenever you can, it's like hustle and stuff like that. So I recently talked to my older daughter who wanted to buy something else. First she bought the phone and she Hari Raya hustle, and then she had another session where she wanted to buy an iPad, but then she changed her mind. But anyway, she wanted to buy a big ticket item, and we were like, okay, great, how much money do you have? She goes, I've got nothing.
Wow.
How are you gonna buy? Because I've spent everything on my phone. How are you gonna buy it? And then she goes around and then she looked for shoes, and I'm quite lucky in the sense that I got a lot of shoes that were given sponsorship free. I used to be with a sporting brand.
Sell.
She took it and she sold it. And then she was communicating on this app, right?
Yeah.
And then so she was communicating with buyer, and then she was like, Mama, how much is this? Okay, the person wants to negotiate. What's a good price? And then so she learned that. And then she was very normal, like kids, right? So they're always on their phones. So she was I thought it was a brilliant learning experience for her. And then she got to see that, okay, great. I need this money. That's that exchange that needed to happen. So I got this, I sold it, and she got to raise a couple of hundred ringgit just from that little experience alone.
Are you going to take up some from there?
I mean...
As cost. Hey, these things didn't come for free, okay?
I know, right? Mama had to work for it, all the years building my brand. Right? Like calculate. No, I didn't though. I didn't. Maybe I should have. But I let her reap in the benefits. So the next round, I would say, okay, what's your cost?
That's so interesting. That's very. Thank you for sharing all these stories.
No worries.
I guess parenting is hard.
Yes.
And teaching
And expensive.
our children about money is even harder. So
True.
I guess I think as parents we need to first educate ourselves, get ourselves money literate first.
Yeah.
Right? Get to know all the facilities involved. Then only we get to curate good habits within them
That's true.
by performing how we save.
Yeah.
But then like when everything happens in a phone, there's no physical. So maybe saving in jars will work.
Maybe that's actually a very good idea. Not only that, for kids, it's that little experiential, especially when they're younger, right? That little experience. And they also get to see their money grow.
Yeah.
And that is like little excitement. Okay, so I think even as adults, we kind of need to sort of like break up our money, the money that we get. Let's just say it's a salary lah. Huh? I know you're an entrepreneur lah, so your money comes from multiple income streams and all that lah. So let's just say a salary, right? So you put aside of money. Okay, this one is for savings / investments. This one is for groceries or utilities or children and their fees, because that can be expensive too. So to have these kind of pockets, like where, okay, one pocket here, one pocket there. And if I'm not mistaken, GX Bank actually has that, where you can sort of like break up however money you have in your account, and you can specify. And not only that, just like kids, of course, we get excited when we see our money grow, and we can actually see ourselves growing that money because we keep on adding to it, and it gets closer to achieving that goal. So actually, that's one way that we can share with our kids too. Can they love everything on the screen, right? So you just show, see, look at your money.
But
and have one pocket just for your anak.
But I worry he log in and then
he starts shopping. and then he's your child anyway, right? So he'll be like, ooh, how can I buy these erasers and sell them for 100 ringgit each? Get my dad to sign.
I'm so afraid. I don't get anxieties from investments. But for his investment, I get really like. Anyway,
his investments. When he invests, or investing for him?
Investing for him is easy.
Okay.
For him, then making money mistakes, I don't know when he should.
But that's how we learn, right, Sean?
Yeah. I guess that's all for today.
There's a lot more we could talk about, but yeah.
Parenting is hard. Teaching about teaching children about financing is even harder. Investment also harder. But I do think that we need to plan ahead, have great financial habits like savings, put reserve as emergency funds and things like that. Use the right platforms, use the right financial tools. Life will get easier, will be better. And children is still very expensive. Are they going to blame us for low fertility rate really?
No, if you plan to have children, you can have children. Okay? Don't blame us.
I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Maybe share on how would you do this for your children instead, because apparently it's very difficult for us. Thanks for watching again. For more financial tips, do follow GX Bank. And that's all for today. Impian, Gigih, Celik, Kewangan by GX Bank. See you guys.